Andrew. Text him. Well, good morning. Good morning. I see you're playing this like it's a Friday morning. I'm noticing that.
Yeah, because you and I aren't going to be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow begins the Labor Day holiday for us. I just need to get over this, whatever this thing lingering in me is.
Lingering thing.
Sometimes I have a voice, sometimes I don't. Sometimes my voice is Richard. Richard speaks for me. It's true.
Richard's a good man. Does he have some emails this morning?
Well, he does, and he's really ripping into you.
Oh, good.
Richard says, "Don't tell me you're not live on Friday. Never been such a cake job." Listen, Richard, if you knew the $3.35 an hour we make at this job, you'd be like, I wouldn't come in Friday either.
Yeah. Listen, our labor is not. Well, let's just say it's not well compensated.
And hold on, Richard sent something else that I saw earlier, and I just want to bring it in to you because it is a correction this morning. RICH. Let's see where he is. Yep.
What's he saying now?
Here he says, correction, I was a little off on my original forecast for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
But I had some of it correct. Looks like Friday is iffy with showers in the morning and cloudy skies the rest of the day. Friday night, rain moving in and stormy Saturday. Now Sunday looks nice, 80 degrees, and Monday sunshine, but only about 67. He says 65. Maybe that's the case. Otherwise, everything looks beautiful. When I'm wrong, I admit it, not like others, Andrew.
I admit when I'm wrong a lot of the time.
Some of the time, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all that matters. Some of the time.
I'm somebody who can very easily say that I'm wrong.
How about
when it's warranted? When it's warranted.
Will the doctors at the veterinarians at the New York State Fair admit they were wrong?
Well,
because they destroyed the hugging of goats. They ruined everything.
Yeah, this is bad.
The goats at the State Fair were supposed to be hugged, and now they are not, and the owner of the goats is out $30,000 because he bought every one of those goats a room with the red roof.
$30,000 is a lot. I mean, that's
well. I was trying to think about he's saying he lost $30,000 in expenses by having them wrongfully say the goat had some goat disease.
Well, I don't know. Was it the fair that determined it? I mean,
I believe I'm assuming there's a veterinarian in charge of everything there. Yeah, he's blaming New York State for it.
I mean, what did the goat sneeze and he was all paranoid?
Can you imagine him around me?
Oh man, did the goat wear a mask? Was the goat wearing a mask?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Gosh.
In is it Nassau County, Long Island? They arrested their first person with a mask. You know they have the law down there, which is being challenged. The law that says you can't wear a mask in public unless it is been deemed something you should do for medical reasons or other reasons, which I think that kind of covers everything. Although there are people that are now suing saying this is a violation of my rights, but they did arrest somebody yesterday. Now, to be fair, the guy was dressed in all black and he was wearing a black ski mask.
He was going into a bank.
Yes. So I'm not sure where he was going, but they felt that was, because think about it. Yesterday it was about 88 degrees on Long Island. And there he is in a ski mask, dressed all in black. This is my Johnny Cash tribute. I don't know what it is, but you've been... now, the question is, will that hold up in court? We'll see. So you could be arrested for wearing the attire that makes you suspicious, others suspicious that you might commit a crime.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
God,
they might have to wait for the guy. All right, here's the guy. Now let's wait and see where he goes, what he does, and then arrest him when you see him trying to break into the bank.
It's going to be really tough on Halloween.
It's going to be awful.
There'll be a lot of masks
it's going to be Halloween.
Awful. You know that there were a lot of people that would wear masks prior to COVID. You'd be in New York City and... usually there were people of Asian descent would wear masks all the time.
They still do.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out just yesterday. A lot of people still wearing masks. Maybe, and I always think those people are wearing masks because they're sick. Maybe they're trying not to spread something to somebody else. I don't know.
We got an early comment in here already on the app this morning. This is from Deeds at New Hartford. Guys, you are missing an amazing opportunity with your new sound effects board. You got to clip Aaron Gall saying, quote, "That's how Mrs. G rolls." Come on, how effing would that be? Spam it. Come on. I mean, seriously, just think of that situation in a typical show and you could press that button. Laughs for days.
Andrew, he's right. We should be, I mean, we would do that if anybody else did it.
Have a sound effects bar?
Yeah. If anyone else did what she did, we would have it into our sound effects bar.
Yeah, we would.
So I think you got to put it in there.
We'll work on it.
Or instead, Deeds, we'll have Andrew just sing it. This is how.
That's how Mrs. G rolls.
Yeah, that's what Andrew would do.
Is that
Usually you come out a little louder.
Yeah,
usually
I
you're
get
a little
warmed
louder
up.
than that, but it's early yet.
We do have some new ones here on the old soundboard here.
Okay, that's a gunshot or something?
I think it's explosion. That was
okay, all right.
And then here's
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Boy, we are lucky to have those sounds.
We're given so much. You know what? We should work tomorrow.
I have some sounds. Are you ready? You want to hear some of my sounds?
Yeah, please.
As long as it's being requested. I have gotten new phone calls from the
William.
Yes.
Oh wow, they got you
I gotta
targeted.
Find some of these. I'm trying to figure out how I can make them play.
Hey William.
Oh, here we go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, this is Bill. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear from here.
Yes, can you hear me?
Testing one.
You there?
Yeah, this is Bill.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Hang up. Okay.
Well, I mean, hello, nobody's there, lady.
He's coming up. Listen.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, you're back again. No, I didn't want to talk
Same
to
woman.
you. This guy right here. Here we go.
Good afternoon, William. How are you doing?
It's
That's
him.
the same guy.
It is the same guy.
Does he get frustrated again?
Not too bad this time. He's still there though.
Maybe his boss had a chat with him like,
William,
you can't be so frustrated.
Yeah. But he's probably called me 5 or 6 times since he initially called. Here he goes.
Hello.
This might not be him.
Hello, William.
Yes, this is William. Oh, that's not him. Sorry, I didn't label these. Let's try this one.
Hello.
I didn't label any of these. I'm very sorry.
Hello, William.
This is it.
this is
Wayne,
the
this is
guy.
for you.
Hello, William.
Does he get frustrated again?
Yeah, it's coming.
He's so mad.
Hey, William.
There you go. There you go. It's my own.
We got to get that
my
that quick.
own personal scanner that calls my cell phone usually every day. It's unbelievable.
I cannot believe that guy is so persistent. You'd think after a while he would just go away.
One would think. All right, I have some other stuff out there. Did you see the country star who was performing when this is American Idol star Scotty McCreery abruptly halted a concert to call out a fan's unacceptable actions and urged for him to be removed.
Wow. This is Scotty McCreery did this?
The country singer reportedly kicked off a weekend performance at Colorado State Fair. And while he was performing, he stopped the music and pointed to the audience, asking security to intervene. Hey, right here. That's a lady you just hit, sir.
What?
Police, security. Is she okay? Get him out of here. And they came in and they kicked the guy out.
Wow.
Whoever you are, that's the definition of a coward hitting a lady. Get the heck out of here. Wow. And he kicked her right out of the show.
That's unbelievable. Well, I mean, if he's doing something like hitting a woman, that's
terrible.
That's terrible.
I think he did the right thing. You support him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I do.
If it was just like he didn't like somebody was, doing something dumb and he didn't like it.
It's the final weekend of Saratoga this weekend.
It is?
It is the final weekend of the New York State Fair. It is the final weekend for kids on summer vacation.
So it's the final week of fun.
It is the final week of, And now there's a controversy at the New York State Fair over the size of the pizza frite.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the size of the crowd. I'm like, not that again.
At one point this week, it seemed like Trump came in and he's saying, the crowd doesn't match my rallies.
I don't know why I hit that. So.
At one point this week, it seemed like it could become the biggest scandal in New York State fair history. The legendary Villa Pizza Frite, billed for 60 years as a 2-foot length piece of fried dough, pizza frite. People are saying it's shrinking. It's smaller. A reporter actually went in with a tape measure and tried to determine how large the pizza frite actually was. Now they're handing out shirts, and they're selling shirts that say size matters. So is the pizza frite... Listen, all I would say is if it's a little bit smaller, you probably don't need it anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say your arteries will be thanking you later.
Probably that will be the case.
The caloric intake can use the break at the Great New York State Fair.
This world is a crazy world. I've seen more crazy stories come across the news ticker, if you will, that are just, it's mind-blowing to me, the things that people do. Of course, we had this, sometimes they end in horrific fashion, like the very sad story of the boyfriend who was out doing what, I don't know, and then he kills his girlfriend.
Yeah.
She turns out to be
a school principal
locally.
Terrible.
But other times they get arrested before they do something really bad. I think people are losing it. We, as a human race, seem to be losing it. Is the stress level so high that we're losing it? A Utica woman is under arrest. Who has this story? KTV. A Utica woman under arrest for allegedly beating another woman with a crowbar during an argument. This happened back in July.
Yeah.
It occurred July 16th over near Varick Street, like 1 in the morning. This is when, listen, nothing good usually happens at 1:30 in the morning.
No.
The victim told police she attempted to flee from a familiar man and woman that she was arguing with, and the woman chased her with a crowbar.
Unbelievable.
I'd like to know, do you have a crowbar in your car?
I don't.
When you go to Varick Street, do you bring a crowbar with you?
I probably should.
Yeah,
but I don't.
I think it's something we should think about.
Yeah.
Upon catching up with the victim, the suspect repeatedly struck the victim about the body with the weapon before fleeing the scene. According to UPD, the victim was taken to Wynn Hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Carrie Rory of Utica, 64-year-old woman, is the alleged assailant. She's charged with second-degree assault and criminal possession of a weapon, according to the KTV story. Have you ever been hit with a crowbar?
Luckily not, no.
I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I've used a crowbar and slipped and really stubbed my finger.
Oh, yeah, those are the worst.
Oh, the pain.
Yeah,
I can't imagine being hit by a crowbar. And do you hit him? Here's the key. I'm thinking about a crowbar, to me, is probably about 2 feet long, and it has that hook at the end.
Yeah.
So the hit would be better if you held on to the straight end of the crowbar and you hit the person with the
right. The other end would get the job done, but
it would. But this gives you more metal and more impact.
Yeah.
I wonder how
more
she
of
did
a fatal
it.
blow.
But I do have to wonder, what are you doing? Like, there's a guy on Long Island that was just arrested because he was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Okay? This woman was able to walk on Varick Street wielding a crowbar.
I don't think the SAFE Act applies to crowbars. I don't know that that's
Maybe
in the
it doesn't.
legislation.
And by the way, it's alleged that she had a crowbar.
Oh, gotcha.
Just for the record.
Now, is that different than a tire iron?
It is. Are you familiar with a crowbar? Do you really know what a crowbar is?
A crowbar helps you pry something open.
Like if you were to get a floorboard up.
Yes.
You might use a crowbar.
Not to be confused with...
a tire iron is different. It has on the end of it, it's smaller, thinner, and it has the socket on the end of it.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I am going to break. Stand by. We have a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of stuff to get to this morning, including this hour. Willie Waffle also going against Richard this morning and treating today like a Friday.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Willie's always on a Friday, and we're going to have him coming up this morning in just a few minutes.
I'll join you tomorrow, too.
Davey, are you going to as well? All right, Davey's decided to treat today like a Friday as well. So you might do it, probably are. Most people do going into Labor Day weekend. Got a break. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Do you know what time of year it is? It's our annual 50% off window installation sale at New York Sash.
Now through Monday, you can get 50% off installation of any new window.
Need one new window? 50% off installation. 2 new windows? 50% off installation. 10 new windows? 50% off installation.
Choose from double hung, slider, bay, and more. Whatever window you need, we've got it all. All our windows are 50% off installation, and with our windows, you always get energy efficiency, long-lasting beauty, and lifetime warranties.
And did we mention 50% off installation right now?
Plus, with New York Sash, you get a stress-free, hassle-free, headache-free experience because our installers are true certified craftsmen. We never use subcontractors.
So take advantage of our 50% off new window installation. It happens once a year, and it's happening now.
But the sale ends Monday, so drop by our showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or visit us at NewYorkSash.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, to prove even more that we are losing our minds, here's a story out of Chicago. An Uber driver ended up getting a 1-star rating. It was very, very upset about it. From a 17-year-old rider and his mom. So the rider or the driver got very, very upset and did damage to the rider's home. Isn't that nice? Here's audio.
I was just trying to make it to the mall. I was trying to get there within a certain time frame, and he had decided to take the longer way to the mall.
At the end of the day, somebody should have a right to a review. You know, it's opinion based. Like if you have a 1 star, you have a 1 star.
Yeah.
So they gave the 1-star review because they went the longer way to the mall.
Well, but however, the man tried to destroy their house after he got the 1 star. So who's worse?
No, I'm saying
okay.
The destruction of the home should never have happened. I'm looking at the initial act.
The driver who was upset, Mello Testa, said he did.
I take my reviews very seriously.
I'm kidding, Mello. It was actually Greeley Ford.
That's why he's not actually driving anymore. Okay, we get it.
Utility worker in Canada used a bucket truck to save a cat stuck on top of a utility pole.
Oh, that's nice.
The local Humane Society posted a video of it online saying, "Isn't this awesome?" Here's a quick clip of the rescue if you care.
Good, buddy.
Cats are ridiculous. So here you are trying to save the cat, and what does the cat do? Scratches the person trying to save.
Yeah, of course.
That's what happens. Rubbing garlic on your face to cure acne. Have you heard of this?
Garlic for acne?
Body influencers are now rubbing garlic all over their faces because it helps get rid of acne. Experts say not only does it not help get rid of acne, but it causes acne. You morons.
That's what I love about TikTok is people will basically follow anything.
Unbelievable.
It'll
Davey,
make them do anything.
What is your prediction for Syracuse this weekend? And do we have Scott to come on and talk about
Yes.
that? All right, good.
Mm-hmm.
I want his take on this, too.
I'm a little worried about this.
I think they're 17.5-point favorites.
Ohio or Syracuse?
Syracuse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio's 17.5 points.
Well, if they
favorite.
were in Syracuse on opening weekend, I would be a little nervous.
I think they're going to win by 7.
Okay, so they're not going to cover the spread.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Ohio's coming. It's two 10-win seasons, and they're pretty.
But do you really believe that in this current climate of college sports, and you'll be able to hear all about it at Hamilton College coming up a week from Monday, because they're going to discuss this.
Yeah.
Where players are going left and right for better deals.
Yep, they are.
Do you really think that what they did last season or the season before even matters?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you, 56-14. 56-13, Syracuse wins.
And, of course, the big news coming out of Syracuse yesterday, despite the hype of the game this week, is that they're going to honor Coach McPherson's name is going to be into the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I like that.
Against the Connecticut game.
Do you know why I think Syracuse is going to win so big? 56, write it down, 56-13. That would cover the spread. Because Syracuse has been so unstable and bad. And all of this hype right now, this team...
You think it's warranted?
Well, this team could come out and just lay an egg. However, I think this team is going to come out and just not take... They're not going to take their foot off the gas. They're going to try to prove something with this Ohio Bulldogs.
Bobcats.
Yeah, the Bobcats. I think they're going to try to prove a point. So look for a big win on Saturday afternoon for Syracuse.
I'm looking forward to going to the game and watching and sitting in these new hype-up seats that they're
You will be at the game, and look for Davey on TV.
Yeah, he'll be really close.
He'll be the one standing up waving frantically.
He'll be holding a sign that says, "Don't listen to Keeler in the morning."
You should do that.
It's supposed to be raining on the way up to the dome.
You're in the dome, though. Doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be pouring. You know, you make the walk from the bus to the quad. And,
Yeah. Amazon partnered with YMCA to help open a free grocery store at a middle school in San Francisco.
That's nice.
It's so bad that some of these people, for whatever reason, they don't have money for breakfast. Their family doesn't care to give them breakfast. No one's home to make them breakfast, whatever the reason is. So now schools are doing it. And here's Amazon talking about what they
If you're an older student, specifically in middle school, which is why we built our first grocery store in a middle school, not only do you worry about where your meals are coming from, you're thinking about your little brothers and sisters. And you're knowing that your mom is working sometimes 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet.
The Hawk Tua girl is back in the news.
Oh, yes,
she has a new catchphrase.
This is your piece of advice from me that I've given to Chelsea.
Okay.
She'll tell me about this guy, and I mean, you just got to give it to her straight, brother.
I've heard enough of her.
Well, I am kind of curious to hear what
people
she has
got
to say.
so angry when she was throwing out the first pitch of the Mets game.
Yeah.
Like, why do you even care? When was the last time you were at the game to be able to watch somebody, and you weren't drinking your drink or eating your hot dog while somebody was throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah, I don't remember. And
why even care?
You all loved it when Grimace threw out the first pitch.
All right, here's her
Wants
catchphrase.
to hear it or not. What is good for the whole is not always good for the soul. You need to remember that.
That's very good advice.
All right, I really wish you didn't.
Well, I would only say to make you feel better about what she said, the word was spelled WHOLE.
Oh, okay.
After you hear that, not so dirty after all. Here's Willie Waffle standing by on the line, the man with the plan. Hello, Willie. Hello, Willie.
I have to laugh. She's like, okay, my 15 minutes are coming to an end.
That's right.
I need a new.
I need
catchphrase.
something else. Yeah.
Let's hit the reset button. Yeah, I mean, the one thing she has going for her is she is kind of cute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's
think that
kind of
helps.
cute, and I think too. I feel like a lot of this has been thrust upon her, and she's just trying to take advantage of it. I mean, let's be honest. This is what happens with all the reality stars or all these people who have this sudden kind of out of nowhere fame. It's a lot cooler and a lot better life to be famous and get a lot of money than it is to work 9 to 5. And she's trying to make it happen. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
It's harking back to the Cash Me Outside, How About That Girl on the Dr. Phil show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think she's still trying to be relevant at some point here.
Yeah. And all you need is the media to catch up, to pick up on one of these phrases, and bingo, the person takes off. It's really, like, where's the beef? That woman was huge.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
She's no longer with us. I'm surprised you haven't, Willie, seen somebody grab her for like a Wendy's commercial.
Oh man, well that seems to be the weird thing. Okay, so like maybe once in a while her Instagram stuff pops up on my Instagram, and she seems to be focused in on I'm traveling around. Here I am in New York. Here I am in L.A. And here I am trying to do good things for the homeless shelter for pets in my neighborhood. I'm with you. She should be like trying to make TV appearances.
Yes,
I'm sure she's already getting paid to do like bar appearances. I mean, that's a given. That's actually that. Believe it or not, there's a lot of money to be made doing that, which is kind of shocking.
Oh, there really is. Yep.
Yeah.
She would be huge. She's like bringing in, for a lot less reasons, bringing in John Wayne Bobbitt when we brought him into town because he became like this news novelty.
And in fact, those two would really have no relevance with each other whatsoever if you really think about it.
She'd be lined up to be with him. Everybody was back then. Sorry, Willie, about that.
But no. But this is the thing. I mean, think about all these people who try to be influencers, and they try to capitalize on just living life instead of working and having a job. Because, the work world has just become so distasteful, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That, if I could be an influencer and I could just make videos on Instagram and be paid money because I'm pretty or I'm famous or whatever it is, that seems to many people to be a much more desirable path in life than sweating it out, wondering, is my company going to go under? Am I going to get laid off? Am I going to get that promotion? And all those things that we worry about on a daily basis.
There are people making huge money on TikTok, on YouTube, and there are many more people out there saying, how come we can't make money like that? We could do that. And then they try, and many fail.
Well, she's made the money, and she's made a good amount of money already. So what she should do is, be grateful for that fame and take it and wisely invest it. Like maybe buy a rental property here in upstate New York. I'd be happy to help.
You could be the agent.
Yes, I would.
Willie, I want to talk about a few things that are happening out there. Obviously, you can't rate this, but I do want to talk because you'll see it tonight. The movie Reagan, which goes into theaters today. I am struggling. Now, please, I am not an anti-Reagan. I'm a pro-Reagan person. But I am struggling with Dennis Quaid playing Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, I do struggle too. I mean, I think Dennis Quaid is a decent actor, but he's not he's how do I want to? He's not like somebody who disappears into a character. He's always typically been a leading man. Every character kind of is Dennis Quaid, so taking on the mannerisms and the appearance of Ronald Reagan, I think is going to be the big challenge. I think the other challenge is that this is again another sad aspect of our world today. Things have become so politicized that that most people's reaction to the movie has to do more with what they think about Reagan than they think about the actual making of the movie.
I do think
that's going to be a problem.
And I hate to say it, but I made the statement that I'm struggling with this movie. And I got yelled at for it because somebody said, "Oh, you're a typical liberal," which I am not. I love. I mean, can you imagine having a president like Ronald Reagan today?
It'd be fantastic.
It would be right. I mean, that's what we need today. However,
it's somebody who has that charisma, somebody who really did unite the country in many, many ways. And his detractors will say this and that and the other thing, and that's fine.
Yes.
Everybody has an opinion. But I look at the landscape today. I mean, look at what's going on in Hollywood today.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Like if you've been following this story this week. Cheryl Hines, who was on Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David for years and years and years, is an accomplished comedian and actress in her own right, and she's just getting trashed left and right because she's married to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I know. Yeah.
And people are like, writing hateful things about her. Other Hollywood people are coming out and trashing her. It's like, we can't just be anymore. Like everything has this political taint to it now. And I think that's what's going to happen with this movie. Then becomes, do I like Reagan or not like Reagan?
And she's actually being quiet. She's not coming out politically. Because she does she doesn't want this. I'm assuming
she just wants to be married to her husband.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
Live her life.
Yeah,
why is it incumbent upon her to trash the man that she's married to save her career in Hollywood? That seems so twisted.
I do wonder what she sees in him for many reasons beyond politics, but there's got to be something.
Well, listen,
I mean,
a lot of people can say that about our significant
That's exactly right. My wife, what does she see in him? Now, Willie.
Well, just for the Reagan thing here, Mike, getting back to this, I can't imagine that Dennis Quaid is the first choice to play Reagan. And Willie, I mean, he's kind of been known to lean a little bit more to the right. So is it that he's the only guy that would agree to play Reagan? Is it something like that?
I think it's just that it's something that he showed an interest in.
Yeah.
And, because this is a smaller production, you need that star power to kind of help bring in some investors and bring in some attention. And so, the fact that he wants to do it is what gets him the job. I mean, we've had other actors play Reagan over the years, like on HBO stuff and things like that. They didn't try to make it as a standalone movie. And I think that's why, having Quaid involved is very advantageous to the production.
I just worry that it's too early. You know who the person is. The iconic Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
And it's hard to look. At some point, you got to look at it and make the move to say,
"Yep, that's
okay,
him.
That's Ronald Reagan. That's just how I'm going to treat this movie." The other part is in the trailer, he says, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember the speech very vividly.
I remember it well, but do you remember him pronouncing it Gorbachev?
No, I don't think
Dennis
he
Quaid.
did.
Here is the actual clip. All right, this is the actual clip.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
He says Gorbachev, but in the trailer, Dennis Quaid is saying Gorbachev.
Well, hence the challenges of Dennis Quaid trying to play Ronald Reagan.
I guess he was trying to put a twist on it. You listen to the trailer. You'll see the trailer 1,000 times in the next 5 days. I don't get it. Nonetheless, it is a movie I want to see. I'm not sure that I'll go to the theaters to see it. I might wait.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be available fairly quickly.
I would assume.
This is not a weekend where you have big, massive blockbuster movies. This is kind of dump week. It's like, we have this movie we're contractually obligated to put into theaters. Hey, let's release it the weekend of Labor Day, because it's not a big movie going weekend.
Right.
It's really becoming more of a big streaming weekend. You'll notice there's a lot of stuff coming out on streaming this weekend. The Lord of the Rings series, their season 2 is coming out. We're going to talk about a couple of things. I mean, it really has kind of transformed into a streaming weekend.
The big one, I think, is Only Murders in the Building.
Is it out?
I'm a little nervous because they're moving out of New York City.
Well,
Are
it's
they?
going to be a little bit of a mix, I think.
All right.
Season 4 came out on Tuesday, and they release a new episode every Tuesday. And for people who don't know, it's Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. They play these people who live in an apartment building in New York City, and because they love true crime podcasts, they joined forces when a murder was committed in their building to try to solve it. And, now we're on season 4, and lucky for them, a 4th murder has taken place in their building.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It seems like a silly premise. And I think, you're willing to suspend your disbelief because even they're willing to kind of make a little bit of fun of it. And they make it such a juicy mystery, and they make it such a fun adventure that you're just willing to play along. And that's what you have here in this year's series. We find out that they are going out to Hollywood for some of this because some Hollywood producer has decided to make a movie about their podcast, and they've hired Hollywood stars to play them. And so you're getting the mocking of Hollywood, the mocking of fame,
I love it.
as well as trying to solve this murder, which is very close to all three.
So only one episode is out right now.
Yeah, only one right now, but I loved it. I'm all excited. I think it might be one of their better seasons.
And I'm very excited about that because it's been a long time due to the strike since we've seen these three in action, being Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez. And that's really, I think, one of the big things, too, is the chemistry of those three just makes this an excellent show.
Yeah, it works. And they created
they're
it, right?
a lot of fun. It was kind of, I think, honestly, it was Steve Martin who really was a big force behind it. And even he said that, really for him, his life right now is doing this show. He tours with Martin Short. They do shows across the country. And that's about what he wants to do anymore. That, once the show's done, he's probably not going to do much else.
I really like Steve Martin. He has done a great job of growing older and remaining relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
it's
huge.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right.
That's what talent will get you.
It is amazing, right? When you really have talent. 1 minute left. What do you want us to know about this weekend?
The other big series is after Baywatch, Moments in the Sun.
Yeah, Hulu.
Hulu has put together a 4-part, almost 4-hour celebration of the cheesiest, sexiest show that ever hit television, Baywatch, with interviews with all the stars and looking back at all the things that happened. Not as much as the dirt and the scandal and the gossip. And darn it, I wanted more of that.
Yeah.
But at least it's kind of a fun ride to remember what it was when it happened.
All right, that'll be some great beauties came out of that.
Oh yeah,
there's no doubt.
The funny thing is, they reveal why they started doing the slow motion running. And you're like, obviously, it became the signature of the show and why they began. No, it's funny. They give you a different reason. It was really interesting.
All right. It's on Hulu this weekend. Willie, have a wonderful holiday weekend. Thank you.
Hey, you too. I'll talk to you next week.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Going off script, Gianna Gelosi, Fox News Vice President Kamala Harris will face questioning for the first time since President Biden dropped out of the presidential race. In a pre-taped CNN interview, she's been under pressure for weeks to share her policies and criticized by Republicans for dodging the press.
The sit-down pre-taped interview with Vice President Kamala Harris is set to air on CNN tonight, and she's doing it with her vice presidential pick, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Walz, for his part, preferred to promote a different event Wednesday before a group of firefighters in Boston.
Kamala Harris, she's ready to hold him accountable on the debate stage. Tell me you're not looking forward to that.
The focus, though, among her critics is on policy. Tuesday, former President Trump's VP pick, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, told a rally in Michigan that she's copying the former president's policies.
In fact, I've heard that for her debate in just a couple of weeks, she's going to put on a Navy suit, a long red tie, and adopt the slogan, "Make America Great Again."
The debate is scheduled for September 10th. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Harris and Walls will wrap up a 2-day bus tour in Savannah, Georgia today. Yesterday, they visited a high school and a barbecue restaurant. Former President Trump hitting the campaign trail hard in key swing states as new polling suggests his lead on Vice President Kamala Harris is thinning.
The Trump campaign is going to be spending a lot of time here in Wisconsin, in Michigan, and in Pennsylvania, where they are hoping to turn Democrats' blue wall to red. We are told that Senator J.D. Vance is going to be playing a big role in those efforts, given his upbringing in Ohio and his ability to connect with blue-collar voters and communities who feel like they have been left behind. New Fox News polls show the race is tightening in battleground states across the Sun Belt, where Harris is outperforming Joe Biden's numbers and now narrowly leads Trump in Arizona, Georgia, and Nevada, while Trump holds a 1-point lead in North Carolina.
And that was Fox's Garrett Tenney reporting. America is listening to Fox News.
On August 30th, Reagan returns to office.
We are the greatest country in the world. We have just forgotten it.
You can run from a bully for so long, but after a while, you're going to have to stand up to him. I am about to start the biggest war of this century.
You told me you wanted to make a difference in this world.
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Reagan in theaters Friday, August 30th. Rated PG-13. May not be suitable for children under 13.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
The IDF carrying out West Bank military operations as concerns over Iranian-funded terror cells there grow larger.
The Israelis continued their large-scale raid against the West Bank, targeting Hamas and Islamic Jihad militants there, killing at least 5 gunmen in a mosque overnight. As these raids continue, the EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell is calling for Israel not to expand its war inside Gaza to the West Bank, though a senior Hamas official saying that Hamas will resume suicide attacks against Israel. It comes as the war in Gaza grinds on and the civilian death toll continues to rise. Working level ceasefire talks do continue in Qatar, though Israeli officials here are not hopeful about the possibility of a fresh deal between Israel and Hamas.
And that is Fox's Trey Yanks reporting a rare meeting with the Chinese military as a top aide of President Biden wraps up a 3-day visit.
General Zhang Yusha has demanded the United States stop what he calls collusion with Taiwan. He's the second senior Chinese official to speak forcefully about Beijing's claim to the island in front of National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Sullivan's trip to China ends today, aimed at maintaining lines of communication. Today's meeting was the first time in 6 years a U.S. official had sat down with a senior member of China's Central Military Commission. The two countries are now planning for a phone call between Presidents Biden and Xi Jinping. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Supreme Court has denied the Biden-Harris administration's request to allow temporary enforcement of student loan handouts. A federal appeals court in Missouri blocked the entire SAVE program from being enforced, while lawsuits from GOP-led states make their way through the lower courts. And Brian Kohberger back in court today, his legal team pushing for the quadruple murder trial to take place 300 miles away from Moscow, Idaho, where he allegedly killed 4 University of Idaho students. They cite, quote, mob mentality from residents. I'm Gianna Gelosi. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. Right now, we're at 60 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A New York City man will spend the next 15 years behind bars for selling meth and fentanyl in Utica. The U.S. Department of Justice announced 45-year-old Rashid Minguez was convicted of selling over 100 grams of meth and 30 grams of fentanyl in the city between April and October of 2022. Minguez also confessed to possessing over 700 grams of both fentanyl and methamphetamine, as well as over 100 grams of cocaine, with the intent to sell. He also confessed to possessing a 9mm handgun despite having a prior felony. In addition to his 15-year sentence, he will spend the next 5 years on supervised release. First responders across Oneida County are mourning the unexpected loss of Yorkville Assistant Fire Chief Nick Morosco. Morosco served in the New Hartford Central Dispatch 911 Center from 2004 to 2010 as the town's animal control officer until 2020 and as Yorkville Assistant Fire Chief until his untimely passing. New Hartford police praised Morosco's dedication and years of service, calling him the, quote, definition of a true public servant. Information on calling hours and funeral services have not been released. The former St. Mary's Church in Rome cannot be saved after an EF2 tornado caused extensive damage to the building. Kimberly Smith, general manager of Kabari Wellness Institute, which purchased the structure in 2022, confirmed to the Daily Sentinel the church will be demolished. The EF2 tornado had ripped the church's steeple off the building and sent it shattering into the roof below, causing extreme structural damage. A bid for demolition work will be put out this week. You can read more at WIBX950.com. And America's largest sushi convention is returning to New York City next month. It used to be called True World's Food Expo, but it's now called SushiCon because it's a sushi all-you-can-eat extravaganza.
I think there's going to be, number one, I want to go to this.
Yeah.
Number two, I expect a great deal of food poisoning.
Yes. You're actually the one who introduced me to actually having sushi. We went over to see Sam at
and you
Lotus
didn't even
Garden.
you did not even want to eat it.
No.
And we had their big lobster.
Yeah, the raw stuff.
Oh, you had sashimi.
Yeah, sashimi was good.
Sashimi.
But think bluefin tuna, salmon, eel, yellowtail, and more. And you can watch sushi chefs. Say that 3 times fast. Cut tuna from a 400-pounder right in front of you and then sample it. SushiCon will be held at the Flatirons Metropolitan Pavilion on September 22nd. You can buy an early bird ticket for $100 on the eventpass.com website through September 2nd, but after that, a ticket will cost $120. Not a bad price for an event in New York City such as that.
Yeah, for sushi. And you're probably going to get some of the best sushi
in the world
and some of the worst sushi.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Beware.
WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time. 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. For today, we can expect partly sunny skies. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s. Overnight, we'll see cloudy skies. Maybe some rain showers with a high in the low 60s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high in the mid to upper 70s. Sunday looking nice, though. We'll see temperatures sunny with a high near 82. Saturday with some rain and a possible
It's going to be really
thunderstorm.
weird. Sunday, sunny and 80.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, sunny and 65.
Well, I'm seeing by the National Weather Service that we might be at 70.
I did see that yesterday. Like it's creeping up.
So we might see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 70, 72, 76.
All right, so warming up.
We'll wait for Richard's comments.
I would love sunny and 70. I could live with that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, there's your forecast, which really is not definitive one bit. We're completely throwing doubt in the entire forecast. So do yourself a favor and flip a coin.
Flip a coin, yep. And keep yourself a sweater or a T-shirt on standby. Right now, it's 60 degrees under partly cloudy skies at 7:10. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. I'm just exhausted with really complaining about it, and I didn't really watch a lot of the game to be that annoyed about it. The Yankees fell short in their rubber match after falling to the Washington Nationals 5-2 in their series finale. I will tell you, I was listening to a lot of the game, that being the first half, the first inning, which seemed to take forever, and listening to Susie Waldman and Ricky Ricardo, yes, that's the guy's name, who sometimes calls the games, was painful, especially when Carlos Rodon was balking in a run, giving up a home run again, having trouble with his pitch comm. It was difficult to listen to. Final score there, 5-2. Rodon was charged with the loss after allowing 5 runs on 8 hits over 5 2/3 innings. Jazz Chisholm had a great game again, slugging a solo shot for his 22nd home run of the season. Aaron Judge also drove in an RBI for the Bombers, who lead the AL East at 78-56. As Smitty said, the Orioles losing gave us a little bit of help, so we're still in first place, but they open a 3-game set against the Cardinals tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium. The Mets, meanwhile...
Well, you could be the Mets, and Atlanta just doesn't stop winning.
They don't. I mean, 4 games back. The New York Mets were taken down by the Diamondbacks 8-5.
The Mets came back to tie that game up, and we cannot rely on Diaz as a closer. He walked the first 2 and then gave up a Grand Slam home run.
We both are experiencing the woes of terrible closers in New York.
Yeah, not good.
We'll just say that. They're 4 games back from the final NL wildcard spot. They'll close out their series against the Diamondbacks this afternoon. I know Davey is excited about the first week of college football season, and we all are. Syracuse will host the Ohio Bobcats Saturday afternoon in the JMA Wireless Dome. We'll talk to Scott from Kirkville coming up in a little bit about that. The Steelers have decided on their starting quarterback. Head coach Mike Tomlin announced Wednesday that Russell Wilson will start the season under center. Wilson joined the Steelers after signing a 1-year deal as a free agent. He got the job over Justin Fields, who the Steelers acquired from the Chicago Bears in a trade condition for a conditional 6th-round pick. And this is actually huge news in the NFL. An NFL quarterback with starting experience is on the move. The Athletic reports the Atlanta Falcons are trading Taylor Heineke to the Los Angeles Chargers in exchange for a conditional 6th-round pick. Heineke is expected to be star quarterback Justin Herbert's top backup after Easton Stick struggled throughout the preseason. The 31-year-old has started 29 games throughout his career and has thrown for a total of 6,635 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 28 interceptions. Atlanta, caused a lot of shockwaves during the draft.
When you're an Amex...
Exactly. They started a lot of ripples or caused a lot of ripples through the NFL community when they acquired Kirk Cousins on a huge deal and then drafted one of the top quarterback prospects in the draft, and now they have given up Tyler Heineke. So we'll see what happens. I'm very excited. NFL 2 weeks away. Actually, a week from Sunday, so a little over a week away, and I can't wait. The Bills, Bill, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be good, I think.
Well, the Bills are not being given a lot of credit at all.
And that's sometimes what you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes too much hype going into a season is not helpful. So if your expectations are starting low, you can only go up from there. Right?
I will see. I would rather them be under the radar. I completely agree with that.
Like me every morning. I come in here
under the radar.
Low expectations, under the radar.
People are like, "Oh, Andrew's going to suck again today," and then you don't suck so bad. And,
no, it's pretty good. Yeah, makes me feel.
And a compliment. Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
that's a good compliment. If
exactly.
you can get that compliment. So I want to play for you. Are you done?
I am.
I want to play for you, Dennis, because here's a comment. I don't know if you are looking at any of the comments, but Steve C. in Rome, Dennis Quaid playing Reagan may surprise us and do a great job. I will see the movie. I just don't think I'll see it in theaters. I honestly didn't think Will Smith could pull off Muhammad Ali, but he did an outstanding job. I am basing this on this clip. Listen to how now we just heard Reagan say it. Here's Dennis Quaid saying, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's audio.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
He struggles with Gorbachev. He's saying it, but it almost, when it's all said and done, it almost sounds like Garba.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound right.
Mr. Gorbachev.
He struggles with Gorbachev. Reagan said it quite easily.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I don't know.
We actually
that
have
little moment right there
comments.
bothers me. And I don't know why,
again,
but again, I'm looking at him.
Here's the thing.
And I do not see Ronald Reagan. That's the problem I have. Just like when you see, I thought the last Elvis was pretty good.
Uh-huh.
And anybody can do the fat Elvis. Anybody can do that.
Look at me every morning.
Sweat him up a little bit, put on some fat suit and, a lot of hair and a lot of sideburns. But, I mean, imagine somebody playing even JFK. It's hard to find somebody to play JFK.
Yeah, right.
I could never, I never buy into that.
We chose to go to the moon. I'm struggling.
You sounded so much like him.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
We have a lot more comments if you want to hear them.
Hit me.
Hit me. Here's John in Deerfield. There were 2 teenagers that walked into New Hartford Walmart wearing full-face latex masks. That's kind of weird.
What is a latex mask?
Is that, I don't know. Is it like one of those?
Is that like what what's his name does with the rubber
Halloween?
glove?
Maybe the Halloween masks are latex.
Okay. I see a latex mask is like what you'd see in the thriller movies, where it's like a latex glove.
Yeah, right.
Over the face, it's like squeezing their face or something.
Yeah, I think that's a stocking. People wear a stocking over their head.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Lance and Lee, people losing it, like radio hosts forgetting conversations that are 20 minutes old. Sound familiar?
No, I don't remember that, Lance.
I don't have a clue.
Sometimes, Lance, you forget what you say because remember, Lance doesn't want us to know who he is.
Right.
So sometimes he says things way over here, and then sometimes he says things way over here, and then other times he contradicts what he says. Go back and read your comments. Not that I'm studying them, but go back and read them.
He was up all night.
We're playing the role of sleuth here, trying to figure out who Lance and Lee really is. Okay.
But I think, to your point, I think the fun of it would be gone. If we were to find out who his true identity was, it wouldn't be fun anymore.
I kind of enjoy throwing names out. And then you say, no, I don't think so. And then you throw a name at me, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Absolutely not.
Dummy. John from Bridgewater. Andrew, longer route, more money? I don't know what he's referring to there. Brian in Utica, close enough and delicious. Again, not sure what he's referring to there, but those are the comments we have.
They might have been
so
watching me eat my little daylight donuts sandwich.
Oh, here we go. It's there's a picture associated with it. The fried dough. So this is Brian.
This is a controversy at the state fair. They're saying the pizza frite is smaller this year.
Yeah, Brian in Utica has sent us a picture of the pizza frite with a tape measure. Looks like it's about, I can't really tell. I mean, it's pretty long. Looks like it's about.
Do you think they really measure it when they make it?
No, they're not. I mean, they're hand pulling
Maybe they
it,
do.
They got to be quick.
Mike, regarding the pizza frite, that's classic shrinkflation. While I don't have a crowbar with me, I usually have a nice tire iron in the car.
Yeah, there you go.
I hope kids don't learn how to shoplift at their Amazon food breakfast store at their school. And Mike makes a good point. I was amazed at how well Bryan Cranston did when he played LBJ. And he did a great job in that role.
Oh, I never saw that movie, whatever that is.
All right, anything else? Anything else?
I think one of Lance's previous comments that we missed was we better check the oxygen levels in the building.
That was from yesterday, but you don't remember me reading that.
Maybe I didn't.
Okay. So what's good for the goose is good for the
chicken.
The gander. Davey, good morning. Good morning, Davey. We're doing Hobica's free money question of the day, the last one before the holiday.
Good morning, fellas.
Before the holiday weekend. And what amount of money are you putting up? I can't believe Hobica trusts him to do this.
I know.
What amount of money?
Especially after last week.
Because he says he doesn't trust us. What amount of money are you putting up? Amount of Hobica's money are you putting up?
$100, $200, $300 today.
$300. $300 on the line. And I already have a doozy of a question that we will throw at you coming up at 7:35-ish, somewhere in that range. Coming up, we'll also get into Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. There's a new wanted person of the week from Rome PD. And we'll speak this morning to Sergeant Scott Hogue. And there's a big event that is, we're already promoting the fall events.
Yeah.
But there is one that is just around the corner that will satisfy your taste buds.
Ooh,
and
really?
then some. There's a lot more to it than that. We'll speak with that person on that. Scott from Kirkville is on later on. He'll talk about the Syracuse-Ohio matchup on Saturday. County Executive Paceni is in. John Decker from Gray TV. All of it coming up here on this Thursday morning that we're pretending is Friday on WIBX.
There's no glory in getting beat up on the job. Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting work done. But Ferris commercial mowers at Clinton Tractor help you finish strong and feel good doing it with patented suspension technology. Visit Clinton Tractor today for a test drive and feel the Ferris difference. Or go to clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Do not buy a mattress at the New York State Fair from some out-of-town dealer. Get your quote at the fair, bring it to any Mattress Express. We'll meet or beat any price from the New York State Fair on the same or comparable mattress. You'll get it delivered quickly and have local service when the out-of-town guys are gone.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Trek Bicycle, New Hartford is your destination for the latest products from Trek and Bontrager. Service and tune-ups for bikes of any brand, and a great place to find the perfect road, city, mountain, or electric bike to fit your riding style. Whatever your experience level and however you like to ride, stop by Trek New Hartford in the Crossroad Plaza off of Seneca Turnpike and say hi, meet the team, and browse their wide selection of bikes and gear.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Crispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Get big deals for days at Target's long weekend sale.
Let's go.
Like 20% off denim, tees, dresses, and shoes for the family. Then round out your barbecue with Doritos and Ruffles party-sized chips. They're on sale 2 for $7. Or get 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. And save even more. Find new lower prices on many grocery and household items you love today and every day. Target's long weekend sale ends Monday. Restrictions apply.
I love it. It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and power powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
when you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. Just go to babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Hey, I want to tell you about Andrew and Robin and Bill. And do you want to name any other ones? Oh, now you're going to get in trouble. We're talking about real estate agents with River Hills Properties.
You got Ted and Polly down the hall. You got
it's spreading around this building.
Yeah, it really is. You've got, I'm going to try and name as many as I can here quickly. We got Ann, we got Joanne, we got John, Dana. The list goes on. Brandon.
Even the woman on Romper Room did better than this. I'm just telling you.
We have a ton of great Omar.
River Hills,
a bunch of great agents.
River Hills Properties is the #1 independent real estate agency in all of upstate New York. And have you seen their show on? It's always on YouTube. Sold in upstate New York, a brand new show coming this week, where they talk even more about the changes in real estate. These are the changes that are happening when it comes to the rules regarding commission. And these rules, while not a law, are rules that River Hills and other agents in the area will be following, and they benefit everybody, the buyer and the seller. So you can see it all. Search for Sold in Upstate New York. The program is up there right now on YouTube. River Hills Properties. If you're thinking about selling your home, they do so much more. From the very beginning till the very end, your listing agent is there, never using the lockbox. Your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. Offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Rome, and Utica. Online, here's their website, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, every week on Thursdays, we do the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. So in a second, I'll tell you about Crime Stoppers, as I do a lot of work with them. They have a big golf tournament that is coming up. There is a flyer of that up on my Facebook page, or you can search Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers and be a part of their upcoming September golf tournament. But the beauty of Crime Stoppers is people can send in a clue, a tip to police on someone out there, something that's happening, something they've seen, and it's always 100% anonymous.
And it literally pays.
And there's a reward
to say something if you see something.
With Rome PD, Sergeant Scott Hogue on the line right now. Sergeant, good morning. Do you have us now?
Good morning. Yeah, I lost you for a second.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Well, listen, we just want to talk just a little bit, if you could. And really, Crime Stoppers started for our area in Rome. The importance for police, the importance of Crime Stoppers.
Well, it helps us to communicate with the public and have the public's assistance to find people who we're looking for.
which is and so often people don't want to talk. They're fearing that there might be retribution, and this is completely 100% anonymous. Who is this week's Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week?
Frederick A. Gilmore.
All right, tell us what this is about.
Well, we had an incident with Frederick Gilmore. He's wanted on several charges issued from the City of Rome City Court. There is a arrest warrant for 2 counts of criminal contempt in the 1st degree, criminal obstruction of breathing, criminal mischief in the 4th degree, and harassment in the 2nd degree. All the charges stem from a domestic incident that occurred in the month of August this year. Gilmore has no known address, but is believed to be in the Utica-Rome area.
So here comes the beauty of Crime Stoppers. If you have any knowledge, and there's a picture up on our website, if you have any knowledge of this man, where he might be, you can make that phone call into Crime Stoppers, or there are other ways you can use the app. It's all right there in our story, and to give police a tip, and ultimately could result in a cash reward. Okay, Sergeant, thank you for the time. We appreciate it, and thank you for what you do out there.
Thank you for what you do, and thank you for getting the community to interact with us.
All right, thanks so much. Sergeant Hogue with the Rome PD. All right, coming up, we'll talk about that food and then some event, because it involves more than just food, that is coming up, and it's a staple in the area. We'll get to that. And Hobica's free money question of the day, $300 on the line, coming up in a second. Before we get to that, though, Andrew will update news coming up on WIBX.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:32. I'm Andrew Derminio. We're at 60 degrees still under partly cloudy skies, making our way into the mid to upper 70s. Today, your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A New York City man will spend the next 15 years behind bars for selling meth and fentanyl in Utica. The U.S. Department of Justice announced 45-year-old Rashid Minguez was convicted of selling over 100 grams of meth and 30 grams of fentanyl in the city between April and October of 2022. Minguez also confessed to possessing over 700 grams of both fentanyl and methamphetamine, as well as over 100 grams of cocaine, with the intent to sell. He also confessed to possessing a 9mm handgun despite having a prior felony. In addition to his 15-year sentence, he will spend the next 5 years on supervised release. First responders across Oneida County are mourning the unexpected loss of the Yorkville Assistant Fire Chief, Nick Morosco. Morosco served in the New Hartford Central Dispatch 911 Center from 2004 to 2010 as the town's animal control officer until 2020, and most recently as Yorkville Assistant Fire Chief. New Hartford Police praised Morosco's dedication and years of service, calling him the, quote, definition of a true public servant. Information on calling hours and funeral services have not yet been released. A Utica woman was arrested on assault charges. According to Utica police, a victim called officers and firefighters to the area near Varick and Huntington Street. The female victim stated a man and woman whom she was familiar with had been arguing with her over property. The argument escalated to physical violence when the female suspect began attacking the victim with a crowbar. The suspect fled, and the victim was treated at Wynn Hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Police charged 64-year-old Carrie Rosa with second-degree assault and fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon. And the owner of a farm based in Pennsylvania is calling for an apology from the New York State Fair. Steinmetz Family Farm was offering fairgoers the chance to cuddle with its baby goats, but the exhibit was shut down after a veterinarian believed one of the animals had a virus. Well, tests show that the animal was never sick at all, and the owner says he's now out $30,000 that was spent on travel, lodging, and other expenses. The fair says the decision to close the exhibit was made out of an abundance of caution.
Do we know how many goats there were?
I do not know.
$30,000 in expenses is a lot.
Well, yeah, it's a lot. I can't even start.
I don't know how he gets to $30,000.
I mean, lodging and where you're going to put the goats. You got to do all the feed. You got to do all the you got to
wash after because they smell
fuel.
awful. Yeah. Those goats do. Mm-hmm. Davey?
Well, the bad thing on this is they opened up. They were all ready to open up, and then they tell them 1 hour before they were supposed to open up the fair last Wednesday, you got to take all your stuff back to Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Well, we're living here in Atlanta.
You seem a little disappointed that the goats weren't there to be hugged when you went.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No.
All right. You're not going now because the goats aren't there.
I'm going to the fair.
You are? Okay. This
get
weekend.
my 25-cent chocolate milk and regular milk.
All right.
I know that's a big mandate from the governor yesterday.
The governor says she will keep the gas. Did I say gas? The chocolate milk prices at 25 cents in hopes that the farmers still don't get what they deserve for the milk they produce from their farms, right? That's a big problem.
Indeed.
Okay. Let's do Hobica's free money
question. You want a weather forecast?
No.
Okay.
All right, hurry up.
Weather for today, partly sunny with a high in the upper 70s. Slight chance of rain overnight, cloudy with a low in the low 60s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high in the mid to upper 70s. Saturday, rain and thunderstorms, possible with a high near 78. And then Sunday, mostly sunny with a high in the low 80s.
And now they're saying Monday, sunshine, maybe up to about 70. So it'll be cooler.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. Davey, you said 1, 2, 3... $500, $300. What did you mean by that? Did you mean you're giving away $300 or are you giving away $600?
No, $300.
Because Mike is saying when you take 1, 2, and 3 and you add them together, that's
$600.
$300.
Okay, it's $300 on the line. What caller number do you want there, Davey?
If I did $600, Joe would be calling me and losing respect for me.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that. No, he really respects you. Okay, give me a number. What caller number?
Caller 10.
10th caller through the lines right now. Your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX. Caller number 10, 315-736-0186 right now.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo, Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. Here in Utica, we're not just growing, we are flourishing. Be sure to support our new businesses and our local economy.
A-List Salon and Beauty Bar, 227 Elizabeth Street, Utica. Fab 5 Events can be reached at fab-5-events.com. The newly renovated Opuston Apartments, 1431 Genesee Street, Utica.
Please join the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce in welcoming these new businesses. Here we grow again.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music and Electronics. Do you want to protect your property or business? We sell and install hundreds of camera surveillance systems each year, and we are New York State licensed. Big Apple Music sells security cameras with Starlight night vision, giving the best picture in the dark so you have the best chance of catching criminals. Our showroom is located on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, where we can give you a demonstration or we'll come spec the job at your location. Big Apple Music, 315-732-4162.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is here, and it's big. Take up to 60 months to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified buyers. See store for details. Check out these Labor Day sales. Tempur-Pedic, save up to $700. Puffy, save up to $1,350. Stearns & Foster, save up to $700. Purple, save up to $1,000. Sealy, save up to $300. And you get our brand name low price guarantee every day. We also have the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort. If you ever want a bed you can make soft or firm on each side, this is the one. The Flex Setting King or Queen, 45 individual settings, reversible cover, cool for summer, warm for winter. 25-year industry-leading warranty. Here's the best part. 5 years, no interest, no money down for qualified buyers. You heard me right. Then you get a $750 prepaid Visa card. Go to mattressexpressny.com, call 1-800-NEW-BEDS, or just stop in.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your Social Security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, here we go. Giving, who is it? Nick in New Hartford, taking a shot at winning a Vikings free money. Question of the day. Nick, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How we doing?
Good. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am 100% ready.
All right, this is for $300. This is probably a tough question, but one that you would have heard before, but did you remember? This comes from the category you learned this early in history class.
Ooh.
And,
oh boy.
And here is your question.
Somebody wasn't paying attention.
7 seconds. The world's largest ocean was named by this man. Who? Ready, go.
Christopher Columbus.
Are we going? That's probably a common answer.
It's an obvious answer.
Come up with Columbus. Was it Columbus?
It was Magellan.
It was Magellan.
Are you serious?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Andrew,
boy.
you would have won 3 times this week.
That was doable. That was doable.
Well, Ferdinand Magellan is one that you definitely remember from history class. By the way, the world's largest ocean is
the Indian Ocean.
You should stop while you're ahead.
Pacific. Come on, everybody knows that.
By far.
Just
all right,
kidding.
Listen, Nick, we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun cards, $25 gift card. Remember, this weekend, Babes has brunch on Saturday and Sunday.
It is good.
Check that out.
Oh, boy.
So you
That sounds good.
stand by, and Davey's going to hook you up, okay?
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Nick. Anything else? Oh, Magellan's first name.
Ferdinand. Yeah. You said that.
You're acing
I don't know
it.
that I would have known that, but I mean, I knew it, but Magellan just came to mind.
Yeah. The Pacific by far is the largest ocean body of water that's out there in studio right now.
They all connect, really, though. So it's,
That's right. I mean, who's counting? The gallons. Mark DePerno is with Citron, big event that is coming up. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Andrew, could you fix this microphone, and I'll try to do a couple of other things. Let's, first of all, if we could, talk about the event that is coming up that involves your stomach and running and walking and everything else.
Perfect combination of eating and running. You're referring to the second annual Riggy Run, Walk, and Riggy Fest, October 13th at SUNY Poly. This is the major fundraiser for Citron's military program, a program that is 100% free, providing services for post-9/11 veterans.
So this is an awesome twist on an old event, right? Because I remember you had the Stars and Stripes run for
10 years.
several years. But this kind of adds a new twist, challenge, and delight to the end. Not that it wasn't delightful
and
before.
there's even there's a walk, there's a run, but there's also a chicken riggy eating contest.
That's exactly right. So
usually you carve up ahead of time, but sometimes you need the recharge.
And who invented the riggies?
We did.
Magellan. Ferdinand Magellan. Yeah.
What's his ancestor?
Many years. Portuguese ancestors were there. This comes up in October, but you can sign up right now.
100% right now. CitronRiggyRunWalk.com, 797-3114 for information. But bottom line is we are trying to support our post 9/11 veterans. The long-standing program at Citron, the military rehab program I'm referring to, traditional therapies such as occupational, physical, and aquatic therapy, marriage counseling, psychological services, etc., but also a lot of atypical interventions. I'm referring to things like biofeedback, polarity therapy, equine assist therapy, and ecotherapy, with the utilization of Camp Citron, a beautiful property in Frankfurt on Grafenberg Road, which really helps the veterans relax, release tension, offer opportunity for stress reduction, etc.
You know, I recently participated in the Mohawk Valley Association of Realtors golf tournament, without taking away from this event, but all the proceeds that were raised at that event went to this specific cause. And I won't give his name for the risk of maybe he doesn't want it out yet, but one of the veterans you've assisted is somebody I know personally and I think very highly of. And I just didn't know that he was going through what he went through. He was a combat veteran post 9/11, and what he shared with us and how you helped him and his family, it was just an incredibly moving story. So it's the cause is well worth it, 100%.
I would like to just talk a little bit about, well, first of all, since Vietnam, and that was horrific, before, during, and after, certainly during and after. But during that time, the public became very negative on the draft. We became very negative on military.
Yeah.
And so the government figured out the best way to do this is we'll just use the National Guard. And it is exactly what has happened. The National Guard has really populated most of our wars since Vietnam, most of our conflicts around the world. But the problem is that is a limited supply of people. And what happens is they go once, they have to go back a second time, a third time. Some I have heard even 5 times. They have done tours somewhere around the world in a place where they hate America, where at any moment you could blow up, you could be blown up. And they come back, and at some point, they're just on their own. And they don't have that support. This organization comes in and helps. What you guys do is just incredible.
Thank you, Bill. You're right. The invisible injuries, right? Often these young men and women are still looking very vibrant, strong. They're active in the community, but we don't understand what they've seen, what they've been through. And that's where these therapies, these atypical interventions, outdoor, indoor activities, all 100% free, thanks to the community at large, thanks to this event and others, as Andrew mentioned. We're looking forward for people to come out, have fun. If you want to run a walk, fantastic. If you just want to eat, and who doesn't, 14 restaurants participating in Riggy Fest.
That's really good. I mean, how do you get all them together? Not easy.
Not easy is right.
So your one price, you get to sample everything.
One price takes everything. So if you want to run or walk, it's $30. That gets you the registration, a T-shirt, entry to Riggy Fest. If you just want to attend a Riggy Fest, it's only a $5 entry fee. Again, that's 14 restaurants, all you can eat. Cast a vote. Let's see who has the best Riggies in town. And there's a lot of variety out there. I can tell you right now, it's not just chicken Riggies. Some of the restaurants have told us they're going to have some shrimp in there, some steak, some sausage, some meatball. So who's got the best, flavor, ingredients?
The twist on chicken Riggies.
Wow.
Which let's plug the restaurants. Who's going to be in it?
Yeah, so the defending champion last year, 69 Steakhouse. It's a Utica thing. Trackside, Teddy's, Rosario's, Big J's, Tony's Pizza and Deli, Pizzeria Italia, McGill's, Ambassador, Maggiolino's, Tony's of Washington Mills, Hot Off the Brick, and Wildcat Hospitality, which is a SUNY Poly food service provider.
They have their own Riggies.
They do, and they do a very nice job.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So the original Riggy's recipe, and I've argued with people about this.
And you've dug in.
A
lot of research.
Did a lot of research on it and talked to people who were there.
Magellan is to oceans as Keeler is to Riggy's.
I'll have to think about that. But the reality is no heavy cream. You use cheese to make it creamy. However, I know places that are in this contest that use heavy cream. We have taken the original recipe and people have run with it. And isn't that what food is all about?
100%. You know,
Right.
a twist, as you said. You know, there's
Yes.
so many great. I can't pick one that I love locally. I love them all locally. I'll be quite honest with you. We have
I
some
agree.
preferences, but they're all
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. This is not a contest that is who makes the best original recipe. This is what have they done with it? What creative things? Shrimp riggies, steak
I like that
riggies.
idea.
There are a lot
The
of different things.
meatball
you can-
riggy, that's just mind blowing.
a lot of times the steak riggies, it's filet that's in that's actually in, so it's so tender and really good. So check all that out. Again, if you run and walk, it's $30. You get a T-shirt with it as well.
T-shirt,
Okay.
Riggy Fest, Run Walk.
All right.
Prizes as well.
CitronRiggyRunWalk.com is the website.
That's right.
And what a beautiful
Right.
campus. And you can run by one of the biggest economic drivers in our area, Wolf Speed, right there on campus.
And the other thing that you guys do incredibly well is a lot of times these post 9/11 military veterans have been a part of an explosion of some sort, loss of limb. You guys are always there. It's just incredible, and we see that with wheelchair basketball and
adaptive sports,
all the things that you do.
Huge.
That's a big thing, and what Citron offers is really incredible.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. You hit on that with the SARS program and many other programs at large. But I also want to recognize you once again for winning duly receiving the Boilermakers Ed Bradley Award for all of your visibility in the world of adaptive sports, promoting, accelerating opportunity, and just being one of the lifelines for athletes with disabilities. So thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate it. I did very little for that, and I'm as I said that day before the Boilermaker, I do not feel worthy, but I appreciate it tremendously. So. You are not adding sound effects.
Oh, yeah, I am. That's
shutting
well
that
deserved.
off. All right, we'll get you back in before the event.
Thank you, Bill.
Mark DePerno. So the Citron Riggy Run Walk and Riggy Fest is coming up October the 13th.
Don Hartman and staff would like to invite you to save 30% on timeless treasures at the Potting Shed Antiques. For the entire month of September, enjoy 30% off the entire store, excluding gold jewelry and coins. Find unique items like furniture, lighting, stoneware, china, toys, glass, silver, costume jewelry, collectibles, and more. Visit us on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or online at thepottingshedantiques.com. Open Thursday through Saturday. Come find your next one-of-a-kind piece today at the Potting Shed Antiques.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, a 24-hour day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 20th at givemb.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives.
Powered by the Community Foundation and Up Mobility Foundation. Proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank and brought to you by Town Square Media.
Are you having trouble hearing? Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com. Save $30 on our Labor Day sale August 31st through September 2nd.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hello, William. Hello, William. Hey, William.
And good morning. Yeah, that guy.
That is so good.
That guy
so
is
great.
is still calling me every day. Every day. I'm gonna isolate that laugh. That is a great laugh. That might wake me up in the morning. I'm gonna turn that into my
scare
alarm.
the hell out of kids.
That's right. Use that at Halloween, baby.
Sorry.
That's all right.
So we
But
got.
I just get a kick when he says William.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
William.
Yeah.
Deeds in New Hartford this morning. The cream-based recipe, I believe, was Joe Morelli's recipe.
That's not true.
I remember him adamantly
and-
telling us.
And actually, there's a story about Joe up on our website involving greens. Joe invented greens Morelli, the greens dish,
Which is still on the menu at Tavolo.
And
in,
he
Utica.
Joe also, I believe, created steak riggies. I used to have that down at when he was cooking down at Thurston's. And I loved Joe Morelli, a great friend. And Joe absolutely did not use heavy cream in his riggies. However, Teddy's in Rome is a good example. Teddy's has won the riggies contest year after year after year.
I got to tell you, my mom
always that's a heavy cream based.
My mom uses a little heavy cream in her riggies. Nothing wrong with it, and they're delicious.
So everybody's got their thing, but in terms of the original recipe, and at this Riggy Fest that they're doing, it has really nothing. There'll be many varieties of it.
Yeah,
you know, that's what I say. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. That Reagan movie starts tonight in theaters.
So,
I'm struggling with Dennis Quaid. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we know that. We do know that. Joe's son-in-law texting in this morning to confirm, Bill, Joe used butter and Parmesan cheese instead of cream.
Yep.
Chris, good morning.
And I made briggies with Joe, and oftentimes would confirm the recipe with him. I'd call him up.
We just want to be sure.
Like, listen, I'm in the middle of cooking dinner right now for like 50 people. What do you want?
Help me.
Just want that Riggy's recipe once again. Please give this the final push. We are giving away what? Oil changes.
We're giving away oil changes. That's right. All you got to do is type into the WIBX 950 mobile app a message that says, I want my oil changed, and you'll be in the running.
We don't need a story. It should be quick.
It's not a story.
No, it says you got to tell a story of why you deserve the oil change.
Oh, just give us your name.
You're listening.
Megan's going to yell at us.
You downloaded the app, for God's sakes.
You deserve an oil change.
You deserve the chance of an oil change.
It's from Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, and they will change your oil.
So just remember, you have to have the app downloaded to your phone in order to respond, and you get an oil change. And today, I got to tell you, an oil change is...
I just had one yesterday.
Not cheap.
Over $100.
The Ambassador says, Darlene and Sequoia, the Ambassador makes Riggy's so good.
Ooh. Ambassador Restaurant, very good.
Filet Riggy's, she said. And that restaurant is, and I believe it's
underrated too.
Bosnian owned.
Yeah, very good.
They do a tremendous job. What else do I have here today?
I'm so hungry, Bill. I'm so hungry. I never knew anyone could be so hungry.
Well, listen, it happens. I get it. Next hour, we'll speak with the County Executive, Anthony Piseni, as we go into Labor Day weekend. What a summer it has been. And the state tourism numbers are out. And I think you might be surprised at where we stand in all of that. Scott and Kirkville. Davey, you are making a prediction on Syracuse. Final score of the Syracuse game on Saturday.
35-24.
All right, you think it's going to be a battle. So the current spread, I think, is 17.5. Syracuse is giving up 17.5 points. So you're saying Syracuse won't cover.
No, but they will win.
Do you remember what my prediction is?
Yeah, 56-13.
Yeah, Syracuse wins.
Wow, that's a blowout.
I think they're going to blow them out. You laugh. Let's see where we are come Saturday evening.
Get that creepy laugh going.
I do like the creepy laugh. That was a good one, Davey.
So do you think the Bills are going to beat the Cardinals next Sunday?
Let's get through this weekend first. But I
want to think about it.
I do think they will. And I think the Bills are pretty underrated right now. I know you're a little worried about the Buffalo Bills. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Scott in Kirkville is coming up to give you his prediction, and it happens next hour.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Getting back out there. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Biden's been away from the White House since his convention speech a week and a half ago in California, now home in Delaware, with one more stop before returning to the White House, and then the campaign trail. A campaign no longer his own.
As he's done for years, President Biden will spend Labor Day in Pennsylvania, but next week's event in Pittsburgh will also include Vice President Kamala Harris. It will mark the first joint campaign rally since Harris officially became the Democratic nominee. Next Thursday, the president returns to Wisconsin, an official event not tied to the presidential campaign, but an event intended to highlight policies the administration says are lowering cost and expanding renewable energy manufacturing. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Former President Trump has more events in swing states.
It will be the Republican Party nominee's first campaign appearance since special counsel Jack Smith filed a reworked indictment in his election interference case. Former President Trump will likely have a lot to say during campaign stops in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin over the next 2 days. 2016 saw the former president break a presidential election slump for the GOP by becoming the first Republican since the 1980s to win Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. He's trying to win both states back after President Biden flipped both in 2020. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Trump running mate J.D. Vance in Wisconsin yesterday.
As much as the media says that Trump is the candidate of division, the reality is that we, from Nikki Haley and Brian Kemp to RFK and Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump is the candidate of common sense and cutting out the craziness, and we're thrilled to have support from across the political spectrum.
Vice President Harris being interviewed today for the first time as the presidential nominee on CNN, joined by running mate Tim Walz. That interview airs tonight. America's listening to Fox News.
On August 30th, Reagan returns to office.
We are the greatest country in the world. We have just forgotten it.
You can run from a bully for so long, but after a while, you're going to have to stand up to him. I am about to start the biggest war of this century.
You told me you wanted to make a difference in this world.
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Reagan in theaters Friday, August 30th. Rated PG-13. May not be suitable for children under 13.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
New Fox polls show former President Trump and Vice President Harris neck and neck in the Sun Belt states of Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, and North Carolina. Fox's Kristen Goodwin has more.
In a Fox News poll of over 4,000 Americans in Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, and North Carolina, 41% say the economy is the top issue when it comes to casting their vote. More voters see Vice President Harris as the one who can unite the country with a 7-point lead over former President Trump, also saying they trust Harris to do a better job on health care, a 10-point edge, while more feel the former president is better suited to tackle border security, up 16 points, and the economy ahead by 8 points. Harris seeing strong support among women, black voters, and young voters. The former president seeing strong support among men, white voters, and rural voters. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Israel says it's killed 5 militants, including a senior commander in a huge military operation in the occupied West Bank. Fox's Jonathan Savage reports.
Mohammed Jaber from the Islamic Jihad group became a hero for many Palestinians when he was reportedly killed by Israeli forces, only to turn up alive earlier this year. Israel's militaries announced his death along with 4 others in a shootout in the West Bank. We're told they were hiding inside a mosque in a refugee camp. Israel began what it calls a counter-terrorism operation in 4 areas of the West Bank on Wednesday. The raids are thought to be the first time in almost 20 years that Israeli forces had targeted multiple cities at the same time. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A top Chinese military officer tells White House National Security Officer Jake Sullivan, the United States must stop its collusion with Taiwan, which China wants to bring under its rule. Sullivan, the national security advisor, has wrapped up a 3-day trip to China now aimed at keeping lines of communication open. The White House says President Biden and China's President Xi will be speaking by phone in the coming weeks. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time. 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. We're creeping up. 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is on the way. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A New York City man will spend the next 15 years in prison for selling meth and fentanyl in Utica. The U.S. Department of Justice announced 45-year-old Rashid Minguez was convicted of selling over 100 grams of meth and 30 grams of fentanyl in the city between April and October of 2022. Minguez also confessed to possessing over 700 grams of both fentanyl and methamphetamine, as well as over 100 grams of cocaine, with the intent to sell. He also confessed to possessing a 9mm handgun despite having a prior felony. In addition to his 15-year sentence, he will spend the next 5 years on supervised release. First responders across Oneida County are mourning the unexpected loss of Yorkville Assistant Fire Chief Nick Morosco. He served in the New Hartford Central Dispatch 911 Center from 2004 to 2010 as the town's animal control officer until 2020, and most recently as Yorkville Assistant Fire Chief. New Hartford police praised Morosco's dedication and years of service, calling him the, quote, definition of a true public servant. Information on calling hours and funeral services have not yet been released. The former St. Mary's Church in Rome cannot be saved after an EF2 tornado caused extensive damage to the building. Kimberly Smith, general manager of Kabari Wellness Institute, which purchased the structure in 2022, confirmed to the Daily Sentinel the church will be demolished. The EF2 tornado had ripped the church's steeple off the building and sent it shattering into the roof below, causing extreme structural damage. A bid for demolition and work will be put out this week. The owner of a farm based in Pennsylvania is calling for an apology from the New York State Fair. Steinmetz Family Farm was offering fairgoers the chance to cuddle with its baby goats, but the exhibit was shut down after a veterinarian believed one of the animals had a virus. Well, tests showed that the animal wasn't sick at all, and the owner says he's now out $30,000 that was spent on travel, lodging, and other expenses. The fair says the decision to close the exhibit was made out of an abundance of caution. And a new study reveals people in Maryland curse the most in the U.S. According to a global study from word finder service Word Tips, Maryland takes the number 1 spot in the USA. Louisiana takes number 2, and Georgia comes in third. Word Tips analyzed more than 1.7 million tweets that were geotagged by location. Overall, the U.S. is ranked number 1 for the most potty-mouthed country, followed by the U.K. and Australia.
Where's the coffee?
Exactly. That's usually people would swear over that.
I didn't mean to hit that. I'm sorry.
WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Adirondack Home Furniture. Your forecast for today, partly sunny skies expected with a high in the upper 70s. Overnight, slight chance of showers. Otherwise cloudy with a low around 60. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high in the upper 70s. We'll see rain and thunderstorms possible on Saturday with a high in the upper 70s, but sunny on Sunday with a high in the low 80s. Sunny and 70 on Labor Day. Right now, 61 under partly cloudy skies at 8:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The Giants are unretiring number 1. The family of Ray Flaherty has given the Giants permission to bring back the first professional football number ever retired. The honor in bringing back number 1 is going to first-round rookie wide receiver Malik Neighbors, the number 6 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Thanked the Flaherty family for allowing him to have the honor. He said that he will wear the number with great pride and can't wait for the season to start. New York hosts the Vikings in the season opener September 8th at MetLife Stadium. Meanwhile, the Jets will open their season on September 9th when they visit the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. Hopefully, Aaron Rodgers will have a full season for the Jets. The Yankees to the major leagues fell short in their rubber match after falling to the Washington Nationals 5-2 in their series finale. Carlos Rodon, just an absolute dismal performance. He was charged with the loss after allowing 5 runs on 8 hits over 5 2/3 innings. Jazz Chisholm Jr. slugged a solo shot for his 22nd home run of the season. Judge also drove in an RBI for the Bronx Bombers, who lead the AL East still at 78-56. They'll open a 3-game set against the Cardinals of St. Louis tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium. And the Mets were taken.
William.
The Mets were taken down by the Diamondbacks 8-5 at Chase Field. Edwin Diaz suffered the loss after allowing a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th.
This was bad.
Harrison Bader.
You cannot depend on Diaz.
No, he's been rough.
This is going to be the reason we don't make the playoffs.
Harrison Bader went 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer, but yes, Edwin Diaz suffered the loss after allowing a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th. New York is 4 games shy of the final NL wildcard spot as Atlanta continues to be red hot. The Mets have a 69-64 record. The Mets will close out the series against the Diamondbacks this afternoon. Bill, I want to let you know that Dr. Tim
Late
Delmedico.
afternoon. It's like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a matinee game, so to speak. I want to let you know, Dr. Tim Delmedico, who is the owner of Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica, he was the first in the area to bring Revive Softwave Therapy to Utica, and that's all he does now. He is fully invested in helping people with this technology. It is a cutting-edge technology that helps soft tissue regeneration and joint and pain issues and inflammation issues. He has sold his chiropractic office to solely focus on this technology. That is Softwave. He now owns 4 Softwave clinics in the area and is a distributor of the technology for others. He is a true believer in it. And since I've last spoke to you, there have been several other professional sports teams that have introduced this technology into their locker rooms. You know, football season is underway, and the Broncos, the Dallas Cowboys, the Falcons, the Saints, the Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, all using Softwave therapy in their locker rooms. It is a definite a benefit to those who may be dealing with extreme pain. And if you need more information on it or you want to get a consultation, talk to Dr. Tim Delmedico. He's an expert with this technology. He helped me with my foot and ankle pain, and his staff is excellent as well. You can make your appointment at reviveutica.com. That's reviveutica.com. Or you can call them up and mention the Keeler Show, 315-725-8427, 315-725-8427. This technology not only used by some of the biggest professional sports teams in the world, Dr. Tim Delmedico, but also some of the major medical institutions like the Cleveland Clinic and the Mayo Clinic using this technology in their hospitals post-surgery. It can help you. Let the healing begin with Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. Their website, again, reviveutica.com.
I have a little contest for you based on our free money question of the day.
It's a contest for me.
It is.
Okay.
Julie this morning says, when I was in 5th grade, we were each assigned an explorer to research. I was given, I don't want to give the name yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give the name yet. But I was wondering, can you name 5 deodorant/antiperspirants? Ready, go.
A Speed Stick, Old Spice, Meachem's.
Mitchum.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
You said Meacham. What are you, the Dennis Quaid? Mr. Meacham, tear down that wall.
You were really asking for it. Dove.
Dove?
Dove is one. They have a brand. They have a line of antiperspirants.
Oh, I think they have the Dove like medical.
Yeah, well, and
which is
so
supposed
that's
to be really
4.
good.
That's 4. I need one more.
Dial it back. Come on.
I don't know.
Dial.
Oh, Dial. Yeah, okay.
Dial is 1.
So 4 out of 5 ain't bad. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend stuff. So
name 5 explorers who basically helped us create the world map.
Okay, so you got Magellan, you got Christopher Columbus, you got that's all I got.
You're really annoying the people at Notre Dame, considering
they educated me.
That's where you learned all this.
Jesus. I'm just kidding.
Marco
Polo.
That would be one.
Yeah,
you could go with Marco Polo. Lewis and Clark, not necessarily on a boat.
They didn't help invent the map.
I didn't say invent the map. They helped us create an established world map.
Okay.
Lewis and Clark were explorers. I'm asking for explorers. Walter Riley. Ponce de Leon.
Dennis Quaid.
Ponce de Leon.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Francis Drake. And then Julie said she was given... I was given Balboa.
Rocky?
Wrong. He was credited with discovering the Pacific Ocean, the largest ocean, which was named by Magellan.
Magellan, yeah.
Not sure why that
Magellan
happened.
like a fella.
Francis Drake, James Cook, Henry Hudson, considered one of the great explorers. And one of my favorites, Daniel Boone. Well, he was considered an explorer. He really was. Coming up, I got a bunch to get to.
If Scott's on, we'll go right to Scott first.
Scott first. Okay, we'll do that. Scott in Kirkville is on the line now. Name an explorer.
Explorer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to drive a big car. Would that be considered an explorer?
You would say Henry Ford made the Explorer.
Henry Ford. Yes, indeed.
All right, fair enough.
Yep.
Okay, I'm predicting, here are predictions for the Syracuse game, Syracuse-Ohio matchup this Saturday. Davey is predicting, what's your score, Davey?
35-24, buddy.
Syracuse. Andrew's prediction.
Oh, boy. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I just hope they win.
My prediction is 56-13. Syracuse is going to blow them out and not take their foot off the gas. They have everything to prove, and they're going to play like that.
You think maybe they want to hide something for Georgia Tech? They don't want to kind of show everything this week? They got something next week?
It'll be the second string and the third string. They'll be out there pounding on the Ohio puppy dogs or whatever they are.
Bobcats, aren't they, or something
They
like
might
that?
be. They might be. Yeah.
Well, Syracuse has definitely got the size on them, and it'd be interesting to see how much speed we have brought into transfer portal. But if you look at the size, I mean, that was the big thing that they changed the defense to a configuration where they needed size for the front forwards. They were going to run a 4-2-5, and the offensive line got big too. They're all 6'5", about 315, and if you look at Ohio's defensive line, that made me go about 270.
All right, what is your prediction? What do you think the score is going to be?
Well, that's the hardest part now in today's transfer portal.
I know.
I don't. Does anybody know what style? I mean, we bring in McCord, who's a pocket quarterback, but I think they're going to try to run the ball and establish that. And you got Allen back, and that's great, the 1,000. So I think about 35 to 10. I just think that they get up quick. I don't think they want to show anything until Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And so that's standpoint. But this is the hard part. I have to change my business model for how to kind of go after and bet teams, because with the transfer portal the first week, you got no idea who is who.
Right, you don't know what. I'm telling you.
No idea.
I'm going to tell you. I think this year is going to be a miracle year for Syracuse. I think we're going to be shocked by what we see this year. And I believe it begins on Saturday.
Well, if you look at the 12 teams we're playing, we could be favored or not be favored by not that much.
Yeah.
The one game, the two games that are going to be interesting is the NC State on the road, because we don't play well against them, and of course Miami at home, and that's I think the last game of the season maybe.
Right.
So we'll see what's on the line there, but it's interesting because everybody expects, 9 or, I mean, the over-under in Vegas is still 7.5. So you go by that, it's 8. I can tell you, I can give you a reason you can win all 12.
You're saying the over-under on the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Which is a game more than last year, and we kind of knew what we had last year. And last year's season was, if you look at the schedule last year, when you got, you had 3 in a row. You had Carolina, Florida State, and Clemson.
Yeah, that was tough.
I mean, you talk about the blue wall. Bottom line is they were supposed to win almost 7 last year, This year, you don't play those three of them. Now we'll see teams like Tech. Are they better? Now Tech was according to Vegas, only 5.5. Which right now, if you took it, you're kind of looking and saying, okay, to beat Florida State, we'll see what happens against Syracuse. But if you look at the teams that Syracuse is playing, there's only about three teams that actually got more wins than Syracuse on the schedule, at least predicted.
So you're predicting that Syracuse will hold back just a little bit but cover on Saturday.
Yeah. I think, the line's still 17.5? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
18? Yeah. Well, I would. I mean, if you don't have to show it, the Tech game is the flip game. If you think you're going to win 9 games, UNLV and Georgia Tech are your 2 flip games. Those are the 2 that are going to make or break you, because you're probably going to lose NC State. The interesting part is the Virginia Tech game, guys. They're predicted to win 8.5 games in Vegas, and that's a big improvement from last year.
Sure it is.
Syracuse was going down there thinking they're going to win the game, and you don't win in Blacksburg on Thursday night at night. You just don't do that in Blacksburg. But that's the biggest change, I think, in the schedule.
All right. Well, listen, I feel like they're going to, even their second string is going to come in and just continue to roll over.
Well, it could be
Ohio. So that's what I'm predicting. Yeah. You say they'll cover. I say they'll cover. Andrew has no answer.
Tomato.
Davey says they won't cover. All right. We'll see what.
If you're asking me if I think they're going to cover, I think they will not.
Okay.
Yep. I also looked up Michigan State for Michigan State, Kathy.
Yes.
Got a new. They start Friday night against Florida Atlantic. They're a 13-point favorite. They were 4-8 last year. The last game they played, not one quarter, the whole game. The team only got 53 yards total offense.
Wow.
So they went out to Oregon State and got this Jonathan Smith, who's supposed to be an offensive guru. He brought this offensive coordinator in. They've been top 35 in rushing for 6 years. So look them to ground and pound. They have a 19-year-old quarterback that you probably, when you throw the ball, it's going to be, try to, lightning. So it'd be interesting to see this year. They're only predicted, according to Vegas, to win 4 games.
Oh, but will Kathy be optimistically happy or surprisingly happy?
I think she will.
Okay.
Well, I think she's got a better shot than last year. I think that.
All right, Scott. We'll talk to you next week. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Remember one thing, guys. Remember one thing. At first, you don't succeed. You might want to give up skydiving.
Okay. All right. There you go. Bada boom. All right, Scott.
Ba-da-boom.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day. I don't know if you saw, they put out that Syracuse game, by the way, is at 1 p.m., 1:30?
3:30 on the ACC network.
On Saturday. Syracuse plays Ohio. County Executive Anthony Picenti, state tourism numbers are in. And
wow.
I got to say, big for Oneida County. Here is the county executive. Not sure I like you having control of the soundboard. Here is the county executive, Anthony Picenti. Good morning.
Good morning. You forgot Americo Vespucci on your...
Oh.
How could I forget the Italian?
So
I forgot that.
There were a few Italians in there, and then somebody else, Vasco da Gama, was one, and then somebody said you forgot Francisco Pizarro, and I got to say, our audience, when it comes to the explorers of the world history, we are number one, Tony. We're smart. Yep. Not that smart, but pretty darn smart.
Don't give us too much
pretty
credit.
smart. Okay, tourism numbers actually looked really good for Oneida County.
Well, they look great, actually, and especially when, they compared them, or they put us in central New York, and I don't know how the regions broke out a little bit different, because Onondaga wasn't with us.
Yeah.
And they were over in the Finger Lakes, but when I cross tabs and look at them, the numbers that we have, exceed, even some of the areas in the Finger Lakes, the big tourist attractions, and even, Onondaga, when you talk about Onondaga, a big piece of that is what you just talked about. It's
Syracuse
football,
sports,
basketball, the Dome, the various concerts and everything else, the amphitheater, the list goes on. But, clearly, we've taken, another step forward. It was the first full year of Nexus. That has to play in there, certainly on the hotel side and on the spending side. And interesting, obviously, well, we can't leave out the Oneida Nation because without that resort, I mean, that changes the dynamics of so much between golf and everything else that they bring in.
And think about you'll be in, it looks like about 4 years, everything will be done, but the expansion they're doing is only going to increase everything.
It is. And then, the other interesting thing is when it's 23 numbers, what's 24 going to look like after we have done the Women's World? And
That's a good point. That's not factoring those events in.
We haven't even talked.
That's not anywhere near that.
We have not even talked about the lacrosse tournament that is coming, which is just around the corner. Yep.
Right, just in another couple weeks. September. But it all bodes really well, and obviously the factors of that when you have that kind of spending, it reduces the tax burden on everybody in other areas because you're not paying for all of these different things. So it's all good news, and it's really interesting to look at the breakdown of the different counties and the regions and reflecting on what they have and what we have, and then with us too, you have Herkimer, you still have Old Forge, you have all of that plays in, and then you have Cooperstown.
Okay, I was thinking Cooperstown is included. Yeah, that really, when you think about that, it really places us in a real high position when it comes to tourism that would rival places like Niagara Falls and the Finger Lakes.
And we do.
Yeah.
We do rival. And if you look at those numbers, we do rival those. And, we can only go, obviously, if you want to keep it going, we can only go up. And that's why I say, when you look at what we've done in 24 already, and we've still got a few months left, those numbers can only grow. And it's all good. Yeah, it's all nothing bad in that report for us to look at.
All right. Well, that's I really think that for the longest time we looked at ourselves and thought, who would come here for anything? And now when you really stop and think, you have the Turning Stone, you have Cooperstown, you have Old Forge. I mean, this is a hot spot in the Northeast.
It really is, and I can't tell you how many people I've come across over the last couple of months. Actually, being around the county in different parts, that have told me that relatives have come back and were like, "Wow, this place has really changed."
Yeah.
And things are, just popping, and there's activity, and you've got a whole different landscape. And then despite the hardship that we had weeks ago with the tornado, we know, that rebuilding can help us as well, going forward. So, we got to look at that, in terms of some positives as we regroup.
All right. Well, listen, it's our final weekend of the unofficial summer. And it is expected to be. And I hate to say, but you can add Sylvan Beach to that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which is becoming.
Yeah, I was out there. Actually, I was out there, last weekend.
Yeah. And Vernon Downs.
Celebrated their big anniversary out there, 90 years. And then, we're out and about, and I was out there again the other day. And, people are flocking, throughout. And the activity in those restaurants and shops and just the houses that are getting rented, that's the other thing. We've seen an uptick in whether it's Airbnbs or whether it's, just houses for rent, across the lake and in the North Country as well. So, that's all factored into these things, and that's another, positive for us. So.
It certainly is, and that's great to hear. Great numbers. County Executive Anthony Piceni, have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I'm sure it'll be an eventful one this weekend.
I'm sure. Have a safe one, everybody. Just be safe out there and enjoy the last weekend of summer, as some call it. But hopefully we'll have more summer days.
Let's hope so. Yes, let's hope so.
The next couple of montes.
All right, great stuff. All right, thank you so much, County Executive Anthony Pisani. By the way, somebody said you forgot about Jacques Cartier.
No, we didn't.
All these explorers.
We didn't forget.
We didn't forget him?
No, we didn't.
I think we purposely did.
Yeah, we left him out.
Ponce de Leon is going to come in before Cartier.
Yeah, no, that's no question about it.
I do have to break. I got a story here that just, to me, is typical. This is not even an American story, but it is a story that is typical of the problems we have today in, some say, well, schools can't handle kids anymore. Well, others say that's because the parents don't teach them any bit of respect.
Ain't got no respect.
And here is an example of a mother who is completely blowing it. And I'll give you that example coming right up. So give me like 3 minutes.
More.
I'll give you something like that.
Yeah.
I'll give you the example. And it is typical. It's not even American, but it's typical American. It's the problem we have in parenting today, just in my opinion. Coming up.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years. And this food is a big part of why their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is here. Take up to 60 months to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified customers. Save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic, $1,000 on Purple, $700 on Stearns & Foster, and $1,350 on Puffy.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, a 24-hour day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 20th at givemb.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives.
Powered by the Community Foundation and Up Mobility Foundation, proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank, and brought to you by Town Square Media.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free. with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
What if you could hire someone you love and trust to care for you in your own home? Well, if you're on Medicaid, it's possible through a Medicaid-funded program and at no cost to you. It could be your child, grandchild, a close friend, or even a neighbor. And, ready for this? That person would get paid. Yeah, they would get paid to take care of you in your home, and it would cost you nothing. Just call Committed Home Care right now to get started. 866-659-9409. Based right here in upstate New York, Committed Home Care will help you hire a caregiver you choose and will ensure that person gets paid the best rates around with the added benefit of weekly pay. So don't wait. Call 866-659-9409. 866-659-9409 and take advantage of this free Medicaid-funded program that lets a family member or friend get paid to take care of you. Hire someone you love and who loves you today. Call Committed Home Care at 866-659-9409. That's 866-659-9409.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
The official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Chuck Sedala, all of the wonderful people there are ready for back to school. They have you covered. You're in, you're out, you're back to school, wherever you have to go.
Back to school.
Pumpkin lattes, the matcha latte, green tea. You have a little sweet tooth. The almond joy latte will blow your mind. Coffee, espresso, lattes, iced coffee, breakfast sandwiches, bagels. Fresh donuts are made there every morning at Daylight Donuts in New Hartford, locally owned and operated, and it's a drive-through that you can count on. You're in, you're out, and you're on your way. I have more explorers.
You have more explorers?
Donna, you forgot Vasco da Gama.
Are you just making stuff up now?
I am not.
Okay. Is Donna making stuff up?
She might be. No, I think I remember Vasco. I don't know.
Vasco da Lorenza.
Here is a story of why, of an example of what we're doing wrong as parents.
Okay.
I mean, we got to wake the hell up here.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you're tough on your kids is to bring them up as respectful human beings.
Yeah.
Productive.
Right.
Creative. Critical thinkers. But not little a-holes. Okay? That's the problem. We're bringing up little a-holes. I see them in the grocery store, running around, stepping on people's feet, not even saying, excuse me.
I know, I hate
Which is why when the mother looks the other way, I clothesline the little pieces of garbage. Knock them right to the floor. I don't really do that. It is nice, though, to fight somebody my size. Listen to this story.
That's a good point.
In India, a teenage boy has been accused of emotional blackmail. After going on, listen to this, he wanted an iPhone.
Okay.
And his mother said, no, you're not getting one. So the kid said, fine, I'm going to go public, and I am going to go on a 3-day hunger strike.
Oh, my gosh.
His mother panicked. Oh, my God, I am so depressed. My son is going on a 3-day hunger strike. So what do you think she did? What would you have done? What would you have done?
I would have saved a bunch of money on grocery bills. I mean, do you know what the cost of that is right now?
I would be like, only 3 days? Come on.
Well, guess what? It's 7 now.
You can do better than that. That's right. I've decided to make it 7. You'll get water.
I'm so hungry, Bill.
Yeah, listen. You're going to be hungry all you want. You're not getting an iPhone. No, the mother ran right to the Apple store and bought the kid an iPhone.
No.
She said, I sell flowers for a living. I can barely make ends meet, but I cannot have my son starve to death. He is not starving to death if he doesn't eat for 3 days. I wrestled in high school. Trust me.
It was a regular thing.
Not only did I not eat for 3 days, but I spit every bit of ounce of liquid that was in my body out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you did. That's what you did to lose weight.
These parents.
You look like a mummy. Now she's happy. She says he has his phone. And she said, I expect him to earn the money that the phone cost and to pay it back to me.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Okay. Okay. Into that, I say, good luck, Mom. That ain't going to happen. That is not happening.
Yeah, he's going to really work it off. Then you know what happened?
Yeah.
When he wants the iPad, he's going to go on a 4-day strike. Yeah. And when he wants to get a new car, he's going to, threaten to starve himself to death.
I say 3 days is not enough.
If you give a mouse a cookie, it's going to want a glass of milk.
Here's Jay and Vernon. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, guys. Hey, I don't know if you were able to catch the special last night about Toby Keith, their tribute.
I saw that it was going on.
Wow, I never realized what a true American he was. He did like over 180 U.S. tours. He played for Trump at his inauguration. He played for Obama, so he said, I'm a true American. The guy, and he's got a Vanderbilt. He's got a OK Corral Cancer Center free for like.
Wow, I did not know anything about that.
That guy was awesome. I mean, I was a fan of his, but I didn't realize the tributes. He built a thing called Toby Keith something OK Corral down in Oklahoma. Of course, he's a big Okie, and it's like a cancer center, but it's more like a theme park where parents can take their kids. And then he's got a big part of the Vanderbilt thing, and he did, I think, 100 and some odd USO tours, and he just his famous thing was. At his county said, "Don't be ashamed to be a patriot."
Well, it is so uncommon to have someone say, "I'm giving to the country." So I'll play at Obama's event. I'll play at Trump's event.
Yeah,
I'm giving their president. I'm giving to the country.
That's just what he said. He goes, "What am I going to say? No, if a president asks you to play, you play."
Yeah.
His famous thing: "It's not what you have, it's what you give." He always said.
All right, that's really cool.
But I didn't realize what he would die way too soon, and it's amazing what a true. He's got a lot of patriotic songs that took a little bit of slack from people, but that guy was an awesome American.
Yep, very nice. Great story there, Jay. Thanks, man.
Thank you kindly.
You have a great Labor Day weekend. Thank you.
Have you ever met him, Andrew?
Is he dead? Toby
He died
Keith?
of stomach cancer.
Oh, it was stomach cancer.
Have you ever met him?
I did get to meet him.
Yeah, great guy.
Great man.
Yeah.
Uncommon today, right? Uncommon for somebody to get on that road. Too many things today. Too many times today. People just want. They call you. They expect you to answer your phone immediately, or they get mad.
William.
I said I'm not
what if you're
talking
not able?
to you.
What if you're not? If you're not
right?
Like, available?
I can't take calls now. I'm on the air. For God's sakes,
they'll still persist.
William.
I know, but he'll still persist because he knows your phone is connected to your.
You're right,
to
and
your
I can't
laptop.
control it. I can't control it.
It's unbelievable.
All right, so let me tell you.
William.
Stop it! This piece of garbage. Mike, too often parents don't want to be parents. They want to be their kid's best friend.
Best friend, yep, you got
this
it.
This does not prepare them for the roughness of real life. I agree. And I do think there comes a point where years later, when your kids are adults, you'll have conversations with them, and you'll talk about the things that you did, and maybe you're not happy with everything you did,
or maybe you don't have those conversations with them.
I think they
ever.
Well, you would know because you're a kid.
Yeah.
Right. You just pretend like it never happened. What else do I have? Did I mention Julie's comment? Being assigned to an explorer. Yep, we all did the same thing. What else? In Brooklyn, concerned parents called the police when their 9-year-old son left home at 7 a.m. and never showed up at school.
Oh, boy.
Police put out a description, and a helicopter for the local CBS News affiliate found him on the top of their apartment building.
Oh, yeah. I remember that story. Yep.
Yeah. He was playing hooky.
Is that what it was?
Did he? Yeah.
Or did he get stuck up on the roof?
He was playing hooky, and it was the news helicopter that caught him And it was basically beamed all over the televisions throughout New York City, so it became a big story.
Oh, boy.
In Lebanon, the Tinder dating app is reportedly being used by the United States military to warn Iran-backed militants against taking arms against them. First reported by a freelancer, the Tinder profile, when translated, essentially serves as a warning from U.S. Central Command: do not take up arms against the U.S. or its partners, or you're going to die. That's not why they got onto Tinder, I don't think. Right?
Well, probably they hoped that somebody would be really paying attention to the messaging if they were bait and switched with some good-looking, attractive young female.
I have a list of, according to Consumer Reports.
Mm-hmm. A good publication.
If you're going to buy a used car, here are the companies that make the worst used cars.
Okay.
So basically, they make a new car, and then that car gets used, and then it's sold as a pre-owned. And here are the worst of them.
Okay.
Are you ready? Number one on the list is Chrysler. 27 out of the 100 terrible used vehicles are made by Chrysler.
Ooh.
Dodge 28, Tesla 30, Jeep 32, Ram, GMC Ford, Kia, Chevrolet Hyundai, Audi. Is it Audi or Audi?
I don't know. I can never tell.
Volvo, Volkswagen, Lincoln, Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan, Subaru, BMW.
That's the worst?
It's one of the worst.
Oh, okay.
Honda, Acura, and then that rounds out the list.
They just named all the car companies. Basically,
Did
don't
I?
buy a used car.
Did I? One of the
know.
best used Lexus, Toyota, Mazda.
Oh, okay. You should sell yours.
Well, there you go. I have a Mazda. You have a
BMW.
A Beamer.
Mm-hmm.
Yours
I got a warranty on it, so it's good.
Is on the list of, well, we won't talk about it. Game-breaking bug has put a danger on the gaming experience of those who shelled out over $100 to have early access to the Star Wars Outlaws video game. A bug in the game is ruining some PS5 players. Did you hear that story?
I did not.
You seem bored with me today.
No, not at all. I just
you
didn't
just
get a
yawned.
lot of sleep last night.
You just yawned.
That's not because of you.
And one more. If you're going to hide out in the attic, make sure the surface you're standing on is stable. If you're going to walk in your attic, make sure the surface you're walking on, Andrew, as a real estate agent, you would attest to this.
I have,
You would agree.
I've been in a few attics where you have to make sure that the floorboards are in place. Yes.
Diario Wilkerson, a 20-year-old man wanted in connection with a fatal shooting, was hiding in an attic. The job of authorities was to find him. Turns out he ended up in a person's attic where he fell through the ceiling and onto the floor.
The good old Clark Griswold
They
treatment.
called police, and he was captured. This weekend, NFL, or I should say NCAA, gets underway this weekend. And teams you should look for that are good bets. They say Oklahoma wins but doesn't cover.
Oh, really?
Number 1, Georgia and Clemson. Georgia wins but doesn't cover.
That's interesting.
Number 8, Penn State takes on Virginia. Penn State wins and covers. It's an 8.5-point line. Akron at number 3, Ohio State. Ohio State wins but doesn't cover. You know how many points Ohio State is giving up in that game?
How many?
50.5.
Wow.
They won't cover. And number 7, Notre Dame takes on number 20, Texas A&M. Notre Dame will pull the upset. I don't know how that's an upset. Texas A&M is favored. And Notre Dame will win in that game. Quick break. We'll wrap it up here and head into...
Texas A&M is favored over Notre Dame?
I believe so.
Wow.
Yeah, look it up.
And the big game...
They're giving up 3 points.
The big game on Saturday is Georgia and Clemson at high noon.
And what did I say about that one?
Georgia wins, but doesn't cover.
Doesn't cover 13.5 points.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up. And you got a call? You want to talk? You want to pop in? 315-736-0186.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Krispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Do not buy a mattress at the New York State Fair from some out-of-town dealer. Get your quote at the fair. Bring it to any Mattress Express. Will meet or beat any price from the New York State Fair on the same or comparable mattress. You'll get it delivered quickly and have local service when the out-of-town guys are gone.
Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile. And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, is it possible to drive an award-winning Mazda with a 0% APR financing? The answer to that is from Ricky Z. Yes. Find out at Steve Ponte Mazda. Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 SE model for only $285 a month on a 36-month lease. Or you can save with 0%. Yes, 0% APR financing on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Steve Ponte Mazda for details. As Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A couple things to get to before we get out of here. And let me go to Jay first. Hi, Jay, in Utica.
No, this is Jake.
Hi, Jake. Hey, Jake. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Andrew, this question's for you.
Andrew.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. When you show a house, okay, and God forbid somebody was murdered, do you have to tell the buyer?
It's a very good question. Legally, one of the disclosures you do not have to do is death, murder, or suicide. You do not have to legally do that. Frankly, again, if I have had a discussion with my seller and they're okay with disclosing it and somebody asks, I will. But no, as a New York State law does not require disclosure of that. You do have to disclose things like if there was a meth lab in the home. So let's say a house was busted, and there were because
there may be lingering
chemicals and things. The environmental aspect of that.
Right. All right, well, that makes sense. There you go.
You can always do your due diligence. Tell my buyers, too, like, oh, did somebody die here or something? You can type in the address or find out the homeowner and type in their, their name.
Right.
And if it comes up in the obituary, died peacefully at home.
Oh, I see.
Look for things like that.
That's another story, though.
Right, yeah.
Versus a murder.
Natural death versus a murder is, it's different.
Geez, that's awful.
All right, Jake.
I got a score for you. I got a score.
All right.
Not only because I don't like Syracuse. Ohio, 34, Syracuse, 31.
Oh, okay. Listen, I disagree with you, but I would not. But I would not be surprised. Right? I mean,
I'm just throwing it out there, Bill.
All right, fair enough. All right, write it down,
have a good
Davey.
weekend, guys.
You do the same. Thank you. Have a great Labor Day. We're treating this like it's Friday. Just keep that in mind. And,
Hey, William.
Oh, by the way.
And you wonder why? And you wonder why with this guy?
Yeah, exactly. By the way, if you want an oil change from Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, Debbie, Jersey, and Sylvia all getting on the bandwagon. Use the WIBX 950 mobile app. Say, I need an oil change, please. Give your name and phone number. Say oil change. Whatever you do, say that you need an oil change, and we will possibly hook you up.
Hey, William.
We found this in the New York Times.
The Daily News.
And I'm gonna just quote one piece of it. It's a story about Congress and Democrats and Republicans. Will Republicans hold on to the House?
Yeah, right.
The Democrats, the Senate, etc. And in this case, it says this. Are you ready?
Yep.
From the New York Times. Both parties agree that Representative Brandon Williams, a first-term Republican who represents Syracuse and us, is the most likely to lose after redistricting made his seat several points more Democratic. They are predicting right now that he will lose.
We'll see.
Thought that was kind of interesting.
We will speak with him next week, by the way. We're supposed to get him this week. We'll speak to him next week.
I'm assuming he would not agree with that. We'll talk to him. And then ESPN put out a survey of 130 current NFL players, and they asked them, who is the most overrated quarterback?
Ooh, that's juicy.
Who do you think they come up with, Davey?
Not Josh Allen.
Number one on their list, Josh Allen.
Is it really? Oh, my God.
Jalen Hurts and Tua came in number 3.
I agree with the Tua and the Jalen, but Josh Allen, come on.
I completely disagree.
I figured it would be Patrick Mahomes.
Well, it should be. But I don't know. Mahomes
is garbage.
He's found a way to win, and you can't deny that. And maybe that's what Josh Allen hopefully will find this year. That will change everything. All right, listen, we treat it today like it's Friday. It's really Thursday. But we'll be back on Tuesday after Labor Day. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there.
By now, you've probably heard of Upside, the free app that gets you real cash back at gas stations. But Upside is so much more than just a gas app. Upside lets you earn cash back at more than 85,000 grocery stores, gas stations, and restaurants, including popular national chains and local favorites. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back on your purchase. There are no complicated points or rebates. With Upside, you can earn up to $10 cash back every time you go to the grocery store or dine out. That's up to $10 right back in your pocket on every meal out and every grocery run. The best part? You can earn on top of your credit or debit card rewards. Download Upside today. Use promo code SNACK10 and get a 10% cash back bonus on your first purchase. Get the Upside app and use promo code SNACK10 for an extra 10% cash back bonus. That's promo code SNACK10. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
Did you know you can get your